It's Fast again here. Had a problem some minutes ago. All right, my name is Jason Pressure. This is a video for my CIT 260 programming class on PHP and databases. The teaching presentation that I'm assigned to do, or actually I chose to do, on the while loop. It is a loop that you use to perform a function as long as the variable is true. Usually on a database or an array, not knowing how much information it is you're looking for. So you use the while loop to continue to loop as long as it's true and get you the information that you need. So I got a little PowerPoint presentation I'm going to go over, and then we'll see the actual code and then run it on Google and see what it does. So I'm sharing my screen. Okay. All right, so here's my presentation on the while loop. Keeps on looping while it is true. So what is the syntax of a while loop? This is syntax. It's a while, and the condition for the loop, and then the code to be executed once the condition is true, and then stops once it is not true. So why would you use a while loop? Well, a while loop loops through a block of code as long as the specified condition is true. Here's an example. So example of the while loop is I is less than 10. Well, the condition is I is less than 10, so it'll keep going as long as I is less than 10. So the text, this right here means that this text is equal to whatever this is. So the number is plus I, and then we're going to increase I. One thing I don't have in here is the variable I is equal to 0. So once I is equal to, while I is less than 10, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it'll continue to run this statement. So as long as I is less than 10, the output will continue to show the number is plus I. So when would you or I want to use a while loop? So anytime a program needs to run without interruption, anytime a program needs to be interrupted by an outside variable, anytime a program needs to count to a condition, and as I said earlier, anytime you're unsure of what the information is you're looking for. So when can I use a while loop? A while loop can be used to loop through an array. So here's an example. I got this from W3 Schools. So here's our variable array, BMW, Volvo, Saab, and Ford. The variable I is 0, and here's the variable text again. So while the cars array I is equal to I, then your text is going to be equal to the cars array plus a break statement to make everything go in a line, and then we're going to increment I. We're going to run through the entire database. So the output of the entire array is BMW, Volvo, Saab, and Ford. So we don't know what's all in there or how much is in it. So I found this while loop flow diagram on this website, tutorialspoint.com. So first we have our while condition right here. It goes down to condition code. And it goes this way if it's false, and it exits out. If it is true, then it goes down and runs this block of code, and then loops back up to the condition again until it's false, and then it runs back down to the end. That was a pretty neat description. So when does a while loop not run? A while loop will not run when the condition that has been set up is false. So here's an example. So variable A is equal to 21, and the variable text to output. So the while loop execution, so while A is less than 20, it will run the loop. So because A is less than 21, it won't run because it's not going to work. So in this example, A equals 21, the condition states that as long as A is less than 20, it will output a result. Since A is not less than 20, it will be a false statement and will not execute until the condition is made true. So that's a little fun thing I read about. I came up with my own example. So an example of a while loop in the real world would be when a teacher does a check on the grades of all their students. This would be a very time-consuming thing to go through and look at all those grades. With a while loop, a teacher puts in an input looking for all students that have a grade of A or better. The loop then loops through all of the students in the array of the database and prints out all of those names. So this is the example that I came up with, life while looping. Think of a while loop like this. Your stomach growls because of hunger. As long as you do not eat, the stomach growls. You eat and the stomach growling stops until you get hungry again. So variable hunger equals growling. And we have that. So while hunger is less than full, your stomach is growling plus hunger. Plus the growling sounds will increase hunger until we eat. And then the loop stops. So here's my while loop. Is right here. Function, my function. It's a variable array. Hello, you are crazy dudes. Hello, you crazy dudes. And then we have the variable I is equal to 0. And our text thing. And then while I is less than 8, we'll run through the array. And then we'll print it out. And then keep incrementing until this is right. And then we'll also print it out to a place on our website, which will be right here. Well, the web page will print out between these two P's right here, using this demo. So while loops again. While loops are used all over the place. While loops continue until the statement is false. And while loops can be fun. All right, so let's see my example that I've created. I don't have it open here, so I gotta find it now. So here's my example right here. There's the array, hello crazy dudes. So we'll run it in Chrome. So we get this try it button right here. So we'll click that. And it runs through the loop until it is less than 8. Well, it's less than 8. So hello you crazy dudes, it runs through the entire array. So that is my while loop presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. That was my while loop presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun. I learned a little bit more about while loops, and I hope it helps you understand a little bit more about why you need a while loop and why and how to make one. So thank you, and see you next time. I'm Jason Prescher.